Hi, my name is Payton Irvin, and I'm going to be talking about the digital divide. You might be asking, what is the digital divide? The digital divide refers to the gap between those nations and people that have access to a computer and the internet and those who do not. So it would be like not necessarily just elderly people, but also people who are lower income. When did it occur? Before the 20th century, the digital divide referred to only people without phones. That changed after the 90s because the term began to be used mainly to describe the split between those with and without internet access, such as broadband. So, therefore, when the technology advanced, we had to advance the definition because with technology always changing, the definition is going to be forever evolving. Statistics. Where does it exist? It exists between urban and rural areas, educated and uneducated socioeconomic groups, and globally between poor and well-off countries. So this problem does not only exist in the United States, but it exists everywhere. And we don't really have an answer for it right now. Does it still exist today? Yes, it does. It can be made obvious by lower performance computers, lower speed Wi-Fi, and lower priced internet like dial-up. So you might not notice your friends going through the digital divide, but they're definitely there. It can be people that their Wi-Fi is just a lot slower. They don't have access to games. They, can't do their homework at their house. They have to go sit at other places. How does income affect it? 5 million rural American households and 15.3 million urban or metro areas do not access broadband internet. 20% of households making under $30,000 a year don't own a smartphone. 40% with lower income do not own a computer or Wi-Fi. And a lot of us don't think of smartphones as, that they wouldn't be as common as they are, but they're not. A lot of people still use Blackberries and flip phones, and we just kind of ignore it. What countries are most affected? The countries most affected are Venezuela, Paraguay, Egypt, Yemen, and Gabon. They have some of the lowest digital access speeds. The United Nations are also impacted because they have helped raise global awareness on it. And we should all be more like the United Nations and help raise awareness of it too, because of how bad it is in different places. How has COVID-19 impacted it? COVID-19 has had a very negative impact on the digital divide because of schools switching to online learning and continuing it even after COVID. That makes it especially hard on people whose families are lower income and they cannot afford the computers or the Wi-Fi to be able to do the schoolwork. What's going to happen to them? Do they fail the grade? Do they drop out? Are they held back because they simply don't have the resources? We don't have the answers that we need, and COVID-19 didn't help that at all. And this is my works cited page. And this is what I learned in my works cited page. Thank you.